Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm looking like a very crazy lioness. No, lionesses they have the small head. Anyway, I'm looking like this because I'm going to go and relax my hair. It's been a little over 12 weeks. This is my 13th week stretching this relaxer, and I usually just stretch for 12 weeks right on the dot. But last weekend was my 12 weeks mark, and it was my birthday. I didn't feel like going anywhere, so I just had my hair in like two plaits and kept it like that for like over a week. Birthday blues was kicking my ass last weekend, and I just couldn't imagine going to a salon and having someone mess around with my hair. So I just kind of left it to when I was feeling better, which is today, which is when I'm going to do my hair. But that's not the main thing about this video. I'm trying to, you guys, I've tried so many things. As you can see, my hair is not looking or feeling great. Like I have practically failed when it comes to my hair. If you've seen my other previous videos, I kind of wanted to see if I could grow my hair. So I went on this little hair regimen or hair routine. I was doing all of these things that the gurus say we should be doing, and I've discovered over the years, and especially in this particular journey that I'm on right now, I discovered that so many of these things that these um, hair gurus on the internet say we should do, some of them, most of them are BS, you guys. Most of them are BS, and I'll be telling you what those things are so you don't waste your time. If you're someone who's trying to grow your hair or trying to learn how to manage your hair or maintain your hair or achieve whatever goal you want to achieve with your hair, I'm going to give you the tea. I'll give you the tea on the lies hair gurus tell, you know. So I'm telling you the things that don't work. I've tried a lot. I've been growing my hair off and on for years and years. I've colored my hair, I've had natural hair, I've had short hair, I've done everything except locks to my hair. So I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm telling you all the BS so that I don't waste your time. I'll also be telling you a few things that work depending on some conditions. Some things are just conditional depending on the kind of hair and whatever. I'll also tell you the things that do work, things that I've discovered are actually true. So a little bit of a relaxer day vlog, a little bit of a hair rant, a little bit of a sit down, busting hair myths and calling out the lies hair gurus tell.
Make you mine if you're down for that. Swipe left, swipe right. Swipe left, swipe right. I know that we left your side. So I make you mine if you're down for that.
So this is what my hair looks like now. It's in this very indeterminate shape. I just basically wanted to get my hair hacked off. So two things happened of recent as some sort of an update on my own hair journey, because like I said, I'm my own guinea pig. So I've tried all of these things I'll talk about in this video. So as you guys know, in case you've not seen my other videos, I kind of relaxed my hair a little over 2 years ago now, and I've kind of wanted to grow it out and see what I can do with my hair. So far on my journey, let me just say I've failed. I have failed at my hair journey. I've failed. You can see that my hair is not down to my waist yet. But I feel like, yeah, it's in maybe have decent health, but it's not, I didn't meet any of my hair goals. Let me just put it that way. Yesterday, I decided to switch relaxers once again. I used to use all the box no light relaxers, the typical box relaxers. And for the first time yesterday, I considered and actually went and got a light relaxer. Now, most people have argued if there's any difference, but there is a huge difference in the two. For no light relaxers, like that's the box relaxers, they are gentler on the scalp but harder on the hair. For light relaxers is the opposite, so they are harsher on the scalp and gentler on the hair. So that's what I knew about the two before. And most of the light relaxers, at least that I see around, they're mostly for salon professional use. So I'm wanting to just try something different. Also, you guys, I don't know where you are living, but here in Ghana and even in Nigeria, the cost of things have gone crazy. I used to buy the box relaxer for around, let me say, 45. In fact, I think I started with 38 or so CDs. Last I got it was 45, and then I went back yesterday and they're telling me about 70 CDs. I'm like, there is no way, there is no way I'm buying that. It's just not sustainable. So as a kind of cost cutting measure, I considered getting like a more affordable relaxer. So I decided on this. This is the Optimal Professional relaxer in regular strength. It's very big, as you can see. It's like 1050 mils, so it's really big. I used it yesterday for my hair, and I think I still have like three-quarter quantities left, and it's really, really big. And it's around less than 50 CDs, and it's a light relaxer. So I wanted to try the light relaxers. It's affordable, and it's a brand that I've seen around for a while. So I figured, why not? And it was my chance to actually experiment with light relaxers to see if I even like them and if it works for my hair. Based on my experience so far, it is true. Light relaxers are definitely harsher on the scalp. I really felt it. Now, I don't have a particularly sensitive scalp, but my scalp is tender. So, like when I braid or comb my hair, I feel pain quicker than the next person. So, I felt it when I was, using this relaxer. So, it's definitely harsher on the scalp. But for my hair, for some reason, my hair kind of it's hard for my hair to take to relaxers and even general products. My hair is stubborn in quotes. So I was worried for a minute that it wasn't going to relax my hair because my hair kind of was left with some texture, more texture than I normally would get when I use the box no light relaxers. So it's true, it's gentler on your hair. I liked how it left my hair with some texture, and my hair didn't seem as flat and lifeless and smooth and straight like how I'll get when I use all them no light relaxers. So if you have sensitive scalp, maybe stay away from the light relaxers. But if your scalp can handle it and you want something that's a little gentler on the hair, then yes, maybe you should look into trying the light relaxers because I love my results and I think I'll continue using it. I already bought it anyway, so I have to use it until at least this tub is over. Second thing I did, as you saw in that clip, was to cut off my hair. I've had a lot of hair damage, split ends, and for some reason my hair grows different speed, I guess, because the back sides and back of my hair was way, way, way longer than the front parts and the crown for some reason. I mean, this is pretty common, I think, with most people, but for me, the difference was very significant. Like, it's crazy. The back of my hair was almost like behind my collarbone, while the front was like all over the place. So I wanted the lady to hack as much off as possible, which is why I ended up with this very, very weird. It's not quite a bob because I can't really maintain a bob, but I wanted the hair to really be short at the back so that it matches the rest of the hair. So I think I have like a relatively equal length all around, which I like. So I had that done. So it was like a trim, but a huge trim, like a small chop, small big chop almost. So that's what my hair is like now. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. It doesn't there's nothing special about the hair, but I like how it looks, and I like that my hair didn't really straighten as much. I guess I'll see how the hair progresses as new growth begins to come out, but I'm hoping that it stays manageable and doesn't get too frizzy too quickly. So that's as far as hair update goes. My hair has not grown, and yeah, that's what's happening. Now to the tea that I promised you guys. Like I said, I've tried so many different hair tips, hair regimen, even products, DIYs. I've done so many things to my hair, and now I just look at many things that I see on the internet. I have to look at it like a side eye because I know some of these people are outrightly bullshitting and they're lying to you guys, while some are speaking from their own personal experience. Because as you guys know, something that works for one person might not work for the next person. Some people are not actually lying, while some things are actually true. So the first thing I hear and I shake my head is that anybody can grow long hair. They will say these things, and I always laugh because first of all, it's not true. I mean, it's not quite true because despite all the marketing around products and all of these trends and fads, the single most important factor for how your hair can look and grow is genetics. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not saying that if you're not genetically predisposed to having long hair that you can't grow long hair, but how much of your hair that can grow and how it's going to look, the curl pattern, all of these things are heavily dependent on genetics. Don't let anybody fool you. Genetics matter the most when it comes to hair and skin and all of these things, you guys. Don't let anybody pressure you. Don't let anybody lie to you. Genetics plays a huge, 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 huge role when it comes to these things. All right. So in case you're struggling with your hair and you're wondering what you're doing wrong, sometimes you might not be doing anything wrong. It's just the genetics. You just don't have it in you. Genetics aside, your hair type matters a lot. Your hair type being whether you're type 1, 2, 3, 4, and within these groups, you might have type A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever your hair type is. Most of the regimens and routines and products that you see online will perform differently depending on which category your hair falls into. So sometimes, again, it's not because you're doing anything right or wrong, but you're just not genetically predisposed to having a certain result, and maybe your hair type doesn't suit that product or that regimen or that routine. So genetics and hair types are the two major factors for these things. The third thing that affects your results would be your lifestyle. Now, somebody who lives a certain lifestyle, let me say their jobs or where they live or how they sleep or what they eat, what they drink, all of these things kind of contribute also. So these three things, genetics, hair type, and lifestyle, are the three things that I feel are the most responsible for how our hair performs. Not just hair generally, skin, body, whatever. But since we're talking about hair in this video, these three things are the three major factors that you should understand are responsible for how your hair turns out. Not the products, not the regimen, not what the YouTube guru says. These three things are what you should, try to understand about yourself. The next thing that hair gurus say that is BS is to stretch your relaxers. Now, this is for people that have relaxed hair like I do. My hair is relaxed and my hair is four. I have 4C and I have 4D. So my hair is like I have two different color patterns on my hair, like most people do anyway. So my hair is relaxed, and if you have relaxed hair, you hear them say, "Oh, you should stretch your relaxers. I know relax your hair so often," and all of these things. But let me tell you guys, you should try and understand how much your hair can take. Like my own hair in particular, 12 weeks is like my cutoff. Anything beyond 12 weeks, my hair, in fact, from 10 weeks, if I'm not careful, I begin to suffer so much damage. So 12 weeks is like my max. Now the relaxer brands themselves, if you read any relaxer pack, they'll tell you to leave your hair for at least 8 weeks in between application. And I've seen some hair like relaxer people here on YouTube who even relax 8 weeks. I've seen 10 weeks and I've seen 12 weeks. I've even seen more. I'm not saying if you stretch beyond 12 weeks is bad. All I'm saying is that stretching as a concept has to be taken very carefully. Don't just stretch because a guru says you should stretch a relaxer and then you carry your hair for 6 months. If I try 6 months stretching, I'll lose my entire hair. That's the honest truth. I've tried it before, you guys. I've tried keeping my hair. I think I tried 14 weeks and I suffered so much damage. That's how I got here in the first place. Right? So not only can your hair break out, you can then suffer under processing. If you're someone who relaxes your hair like with the same relaxer, maybe with the same process, you find that if you overstretch times, you end up having a different kind of results like when you do relax. So take stretching very carefully. Don't just stretch for the hell of it. Sometimes your hair could want 8 weeks, your hair could want 10 weeks. So understand what your hair wants and stick to that. Don't mind what the gurus are saying. This third one is very like frustrating because I've read and heard over and over again how protective styling is important, and that's how you can keep your hair from breaking, and you should wear braids and all of these things. You guys, if you want to grow your hair, if you want your hair to grow, and you have, especially if you have type 4 hair, maybe 4A you can get away with it, but if I let me just say from type 4 upwards, I'm sorry, you can't braid your hair. When we talk about protective styling, it's not necessarily for you. I'll give you examples. Here on YouTube, there are a few creators that I've been watching for years and years, and these are the girls who have succeeded in, their hair goals. They managed to grow long hair. These are black, not mixed, black ladies who have type 4 hair. And if you look at almost all of them, majority of them, you will never catch them with braids. And for me particularly, I don't even braid my hair very often, and when I do braid, I don't braid like small, like tiny braids. I only do box braids or big cornrows. And still, every time I braid my hair and I take all the care, I moisturize. I don't braid it tightly. I don't braid tiny braids. No matter how careful I am when I'm braiding, no matter how loosely they hold the braids, no matter how much I moisturize and clean my scalp and do all of these things that the guru says we should do, I always end up with more damage than when I don't have my braids on. If your hair is like black hair, type 4 hair, I'm sorry, protective styling might not be for you if you're trying to grow your hair. Of course, if you don't care, then that's fine. But if you're trying to grow your hair long, because every time I've braided my hair and I'm very careful with my braids, I find that from how they hold the hair. So there's lots of manipulation happening. And then when they try to trim your hair, sometimes even I stopped even trimming my hair. That's how much I try to be careful. You know how like when they trim your braids after the braiding, sometimes they might trim off some parts of your ends, and then when you take out the braids, you find that your ends become more uneven. I stopped trimming my hair. The same thing. If you must braid your hair, make sure you don't trim, especially where your hair, like where you have your hair up to, don't trim there. But I feel like I do all of these things, I still end up having uneven ends when I take them off. The last braids that I did, I'm gonna put like a picture of the braids and also what my hair was like when I took it out, like how much damage I suffered. And this is me. I did like protein treatment before I braided. I moisturized practically every other day, and I always, tie my hair up. So I did everything right, and I still ended up with that damage. But the moment I take out my braids and leave my hair alone, I don't get that much damage. The difference is clear, and I've observed this over and over again, and I get the same results every time. So unfortunately, protective styling is not for you if you want to grow your hair and you have black hair or type 4 hair. According to the gurus, some premium products or more hair products equals to better hair. And I found that this is not true. Like when it comes to hair care, in my experience and from my observation, sometimes less is more. In fact, most times less is more. I have a sister and she has pretty much longer hair, and she does the barest minimum to her hair. She uses regular product, and not just her. I've seen so many ladies that have decent looking hair, like here in Ghana too. People that have longish, relaxed hair, and you find that they don't use any fancy products, from relaxers to their shampoos, conditioners. They use basic stuff, and it works for them. At the end of it, all matters is the ingredients and formulations of what you're using for your hair, and how it performs with your own particular hair and your own particular hair needs. So apart from AFOG protein treatment that I use for my hair, I think for the most part I keep most of my stuff to drugstore, because I feel like they're all the same, right? Hair, like our hair is basically dead tissue, and it can only take so much. It's not like your skin that's still kind of alive. Hair is like dead, like there's nothing much to it, like biologically speaking, there's only so much your hair can take. So more products or more like more expensive products doesn't necessarily mean that you have better hair results. Sometimes all your hair needs is good old shampoo, good old conditioner, good old product, good old water, and you'll be fine. Okay, so if you're going to get sucked in to the marketing and all of this noise you're hearing around, because there's so many products, you guys, every day, every week, it's something. Every month, every time, there's a new trend, a new product, a new brand that's all over the place. And I just feel like you should be a little bit less susceptible. Look for products that are good for you and stick to it. It doesn't matter if it's cheap, it doesn't matter if it's expensive. Just don't burn money just because some hair gurus say is this brand or that brand. The next thing that I feel like all them gurus are lying about, maybe not lying, let me say they're exaggerating, is all them hair gummies, right? So hair gummies are what mostly, because I've looked at a few in the pharmacy to see if I see anything different. For the most part, they have basic vitamins and nutrients that I feel most multivitamins would have. As a woman myself, of course, I'm very aware that hormonal issues affect how our hair looks and grows and feels. So yes, absolutely. Take vitamins, take multivitamins. Make sure you're getting as much nutrients as your body needs. But specific hair gummies, like vitamins that are made specifically for hair growth, I don't, it just doesn't make sense scientifically. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see anything that they do. Like, I don't know one person who has grown their hair and they will say it's just the gummies. Like, the gummies are great, but they're mostly marketing hype than real hair science. Let me segue into the things that I've come to know are true and actually work. One is to leave your hair alone. I know some people will tell you, oh, protective style, but to be honest, my hair has always done better when I leave it alone, when I don't have any braids in or whatever. Even when I have like products in my hair, I always suffer a little bit more damage than when I kind of leave my hair simple. Moisturizing, sealing, all of these things, they all contribute to stressing your hair actually. So keep your hair clean, put in a simple plate or simple bun, loose bun and keep it moving. Leave your hair alone, you guys. It absolutely works. If you want your hair to grow and not break and for it to retain length, leave your hair alone as much as possible. The next thing that the gurus did not lie about is about trims. Okay, I was like very stubborn about trimming because I figured like I didn't have very visible split ends. Like mine weren't too bad, but I just figured, I'll trim a little here and there and not trim. But yeah, you should absolutely trim your hair. If you want your hair to grow and look healthy and have volume, trimming is absolutely necessary. Like yesterday, the lady trimmed quite a lot. My hair is kind of blunt now. And let me tell you, it feels so much better. I feel lighter. It looks better even. So yeah, trimming is important. And some of the ladies that I mentioned that I follow, they swear by it, and I am seeing that it's working for them. So if you really, really want your hair to grow and not feel like I have failed, take your trimming very seriously, okay? Don't be afraid to let those inches go. Even if you don't have split ends, I think you can do with a little bit of trim every time you relax at the very least. If you're not relaxed, the same thing I feel, even when you have natural hair, take your trimming very seriously. It will keep your hair even, keep your hair growing. It will get rid of split ends because split ends are like underrated damagers. They do so much damage, and you won't see it happening, but your hair just won't grow beyond a certain length, and they keep destroying your hair. And your hair will just look dry and brittle. So yeah, cut off those ends, get your trims in regularly, and your hair will thrive. The next thing that works is protein treatments. Now I know some people are sensitive to protein, and depending on what your hair needs at particular time, you might not need as much protein. But I feel like keeping track of how your hair is, if you need moisture, if you need protein, kind of helps. For me, every time I've used the Afoji two-step protein treatments, I've experienced better volume. Like you can literally see your hair cuticles properly sealed. Like that's such a good product. I don't know of other brands that offer the same kind of treatment, but I'm speaking from the one that I've used, which is the Afoji two-step protein treatment. And every time I've used all that kind of soft protein, like all them cholesterol and whatnot, I haven't gotten as much of a good result as I have when I use the Afoji. And yeah, last in the past year or so, I haven't been very, very consistent with it because here in Accra, I've not really found where to buy it. But in Lagos, I had where to buy it from. So yeah, get on your protein treatments and take it seriously. If you find that your hair is now overloaded with protein, then maybe you should lay off on it because yes, if you overdo the protein, you also have hair damage because your hair is just going to break off, right? So yeah, be on your protein treatment. It actually works and it helps. It helps your hair feel stronger. It helps you grow. It helps you retain length. It helps you. In fact, your hair feels and looks so much better. The next thing that works is a cliche, but cliches exist for a reason, and that's because they work. I'm talking about drinking water. Like anytime I notice that I am not very on my water intake, I observe that my hair doesn't feel as great. Not just my hair, my skin, overall health, but hair specifically, because I kind of observed in the past few months when I'm taking my water intake very seriously, I notice that my hair feels better. My scalp is not as dry. First of all, there was a time I was experiencing dryness in my scalp for some reason, and then I clocked it that I wasn't taking enough water, and then I started taking more water, and then I saw that that problem went away pretty quickly. So yes, take your water. I know people have said this over and over again, but I'm telling you, as someone who has failed, don't be like me. Be on your water intake. Take as much water as you can. Your hair will thank you for it. It doesn't matter if you pee all the time, but your hair will grow and your hair will thrive for sure. That works. While I was speaking about the hair gummies, I did mention that taking vitamins help, and it's true. As a woman, you know how it is. We lose nutrients, we lose, all of these things on a month-to-month basis. So yes, if you can't eat enough nutrients that your body needs, the next best thing is for you to take supplements in form of vitamins and whatever. So yes, those help in your overall health, and then eventually it will trickle down to even how your hair looks. The next thing that works in my experience is to tie up your hair. I know this is very inconvenient and people have spoken about it a lot from a natural hair type point of view, but this actually works. And for me, I've gotten used to it. I tie my hair up practically every time, not even when I'm sleeping. Like if I'm like at home and the AC is on, I know that my hair will be exposed to, the dry air. I kind of keep my hair covered. When I'm sleeping, my hair is covered all the time. I use satin scarves. I don't play with it. And I've seen that every time I kind of let that habit go, my hair suffers, right? I don't particularly have this problem, but many people suffer the same problem. And I think most people feel like you only have to tie your hair when you have like some hairdo, but that's not true. Like even when my hair is not like done, I have my hair covered almost all the time. Like my hair is almost always inside some scarf unless I'm going out or I'm just feeling lazy. But yeah, tying up your hair absolutely works because not only do you avoid friction, when you lie down without a headscarf. But I feel like I don't know where you guys live, but if you live in very cold climate or very hot climate, the elements kind of affect. Like the sun is very sunny and very hot here, so whenever I go out in the sun, I'm always covering my hair or my with an umbrella anyway. But I imagine that the sun, or if you're in a very cold place, I imagine that the extreme cold can, you know, drain your hair of moisture and some nutrients. So keeping your hair covered, helps to prevent friction and also to protect your hair from the elements. So if you're somebody who doesn't take your bonnet tying or scarf tying seriously, you should get on it. I know at first it might seem uncomfortable. I know how sometimes when we sleep, you wake up and your scarf is somewhere else and you're somewhere else. It doesn't matter. Wake up and tie your scarf back. And after a while, you see that you get used to it. You find either better scarves or I keep like my scarf comes off sometimes at night. I don't mind. I'll tie it back and continue sleeping. So yes, get on your scarf and keep your hair covered at all times unless you have to leave it open. Another small thing that works is what we use to pack our hair. Like if you have your hair out, like not in braids or wigs, is what you use to hold your hair matters. Like my hair is often almost always in some sort of a bun. And before I used to use all the regular scrunchies to pack my hair, and over time I found that every time I take them out, I see some strands of hair attached or stuck to the scrunchie. So I've kind of switched to using clips. Clips are way more gentler on your hair. Fine, you can't sleep with them because of course when you lay down it will kind of disturb you when you sleep. But when I'm not sleeping and I need to, pack up my hair, I use a clip instead. They are way gentler and better on your hair than all them scrunchies. If you must use scrunchies, find something silky or satiny to use. Don't all them cotton elastic scrunchies. The worst is rubber bands. Oh my god! Like every time I wonder why would you use a rubber band on your hair? If you're someone who uses a rubber band on their hair, even if it's not your natural hair, be it braids, weaves, whatever, stop using rubber bands on your hair. It's like it's crazy. It's rash. It damages your hair. It doesn't look good. I don't know why people do it. Like my friends, I always nag them, and I always like I'm on their necks. If I see rubber band in someone's hair, like I kind of lose my shit a little bit. I'm like, take it off. If you don't have money to buy a scrunchie, I don't mind. Like I give out scrunchies to my friends. That's how much I hate rubber bands. They're not good for your hair. They're not good for you. Use a clip or use a silk or satin scrunchie instead if you must pack your hair. The next thing that I found that works is sealing your hair with grease. I know this is very unpopular and everybody hates grease now, but they're popular for a reason and they've been around long enough for a reason, and that's because they actually work. Depending on the kind of hair, maybe my hair is type 4, 4C, 4D, like I said. I found that sealing my hair with some sort of heavy grease helps. It helps kind of act like a coating. So what the grease does for your hair is to act like some sort of a film over your strands. So it protects it from direct friction. It protects it from the element, like I mentioned. Even though yes, you might get more product build up, and I mean I feel that's easy to sort out through washing. Like you should washing your hair regularly anyway. But yeah, moisturizing and sealing your hair with grease absolutely helps. So that's my little update. I'm going to leave closer videos and pictures of what my hair looks like right now. I'm very hesitant to set new hair goals because who knows how it's going to go, and I'm tired of setting hair goals. I have a mind to hack off the whole hair even. I don't know if I'll still do that. I don't know what's going to happen to this hair, you guys. But I hope these tips help you, cut through the bullshit you hear online and not get carried away with just what you're hearing. Leave me a comment, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe in case you haven't. And I realized that I didn't even introduce myself. I'm talking about hair since the beginning of this video. In case you watch to this point, my name is Sky. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if it's the first time. And I make minimalist style, beauty, lifestyle, creativity videos here and there on YouTube, Instagram, my blog, and everywhere else. So in case you enjoyed this video and you enjoy my other videos here on the channel, please hang around, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, leave me comments, all that good stuff. And I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.